Tom Hardy is being canceled by Charlize Theron, and some of the claims that she is levying against Tom Hardy, they are absolutely insane. She claims, amongst other things, that she wasn't safe around Tom Hardy, and what is absolutely crazy here is that she admits that she started things with Tom Hardy on sets. She would go after him, wanting him to be fined hundreds of thousands of dollars, and when he responded to that, well, she really felt threatened, and that was the turning point. She needed protection. Now, you and I, we're going to talk about this and much, much more today. And remember, this isn't the first time that Charlize Theron has made statements that would cancel somebody. She's actually gone after Hollywood, directors, other male co-stars, and on. And you know what? All of this is rubber stamped by the media because they say, yep, you know what? I listen here. And of course, I believe. Oh man, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. And to give credit where credit is due, I didn't notice Charlize Theron trying to cancel Tom Hardy until I saw this article come up from Bounding Into Comics. Charlize Theron claims that she was scared bleepless of Tom Hardy on the set of Mad Max Fury Road and demanded protection against him. I mean, that's a title right there that could decimate somebody's career, even somebody as big as Tom Hardy. Now, all of this, by the way, is quoted from a Variety article. When you see Mad Max Feud 2, you might think, wow, this has to be old, right? No, this is a brand new article, less than a week old, and you can tell exactly how it sides. Quote, "It was horrible." Who are they quoting here? Charlize Theron, of course, when they're saying there's a feud between the two. Now, if that's not enough for you to say, maybe Variety is trying to cancel Tom Hardy, well, look at how they categorize people who speak. If you look at the first person here, they just give what they were attached to. Third person, George Miller. He was the writer and director of Fury Road, but when they talk about one Kelly Marcel, she's not only the screenwriter for it, but since she says something positive about Tom Hardy, she also is his friend. Again, trying to negate that experience somewhat. What's crazy is that she is the only person that they do this with, by the way. I mean, look at all these other people. First assistant director of Fury Road, production and development executive for a company here. Here's the actor, Nux. No one else gets treated that way because, again, they're going to defend Tom Hardy. Now, what's interesting and very deceptive about this article from Variety is if you didn't have the headline and you didn't know how the media works, this wouldn't look like a cancellation attempt at first. It works into it. At first, you have actor Nicholas Hott saying it was a tense atmosphere at times. It was kind of like you're on your summer holidays and the adults in the front of the car are arguing. You even have Charlize Theron chime in saying, he's right. It was like two parents in the front of the car. We were either fighting or we were icing each other. I don't know which one is worse. And they had to deal with it in the back. It was horrible. We should have not done that. We should have known better. I can own up to that. Again, it looks like right here that you're talking about problems from both parties. As the article trudges on, well, it becomes the very cancellation attempt. You know it was meant to be, with Charlize Theron saying, you know what? I don't really want to make excuses for bad behavior, but it was a tough shoot. I didn't have clarity then. I have clarity now. I was in survival mode. That's survival mode. Why was I there? Well, because I was really scared bleepless. You know why? Well, because Tom Hardy, he's a scary, scary monster. Making that statement even worse for Tom Hardy, she adds the reason she was in survival mode and scared bleepless. I don't want to rehash things, she says, but again, she's going to rehash things here. It came out of a really bad moment where things kind of came to blows between me and Tom. Really think about how damaging that claim is too. You have Tom Hardy, who is built like a Mack truck, supposedly accosting his female co-star on set. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that will ruin you and nobody will bother to fact check. Now, something that fascinates me is how quickly this becomes a pile-on, with so many people trying to take out Tom Hardy, even though some of those exact same people agree that that's right, Charlize Theron was the one that was verbally accostive. She was going after him. She was trying to cause problems because she was mad because he was late to set. Not making excuses for that either, but listen to how this plays out. So, the camera operator says, you get to 9 o'clock, there's still no Tom. Charlize, do you want to get out of the war rig and walk around, or do you want to? No, I'm going to stay in here. She was really going to make a point. She didn't go to the bathroom, didn't say anything. She just sat in the war rig. Now, according to the film's camera operator, Theron was so upset about Hardy not showing up on time that she demanded that their production, quote, dined the bleeping bleep $100,000 for every minute that he's held up the crew, and reprimanded her co-star. So she went to him directly and said, how disrespectful for you after blowing up like this. Now, according to them, Tom Hardy got really upset about this too. And I mean, really look at the description of what went on. You tell me if you would get upset. She was right, they say. Full rant. She screams it out. It's so loud. It's so windy. He might have heard some of it, but he charged up to her and went, what did you say to me? He was quite aggressive. You know, Tom Hardy's a big guy there, so of course, you get him wound up. I'm sure he's going to look aggressive. She felt really threatened then, so she goes after his money. She calls him out. She gets a response here. Now she feels threatened, and that was the turning point, because then she said, I want someone as protection. She then had a producer that was assigned to be with her all the time. Now, she doesn't just demand a producer, by the way. She demands a female producer, saying that a female producer would actually equalize this stuff. And you know what? Tom Hardy here, she doesn't feel safe around him. I don't feel safe. The producer gets thrown under the bus, too, saying that she was parked in the production office and she was checking in on me and we would talk. But when I was on set, well, I was feeling pretty naked and alone. Now, the media absolutely loves a good cancellation and getting aboard that cancellation train. So they've been putting articles like this out. This came out the 27th. Peaky Blinders star Tom Hardy says he had everything but bleeped it up with drugs. Sounds bad, right? The only problem here is that this is a repurposed interview from 2017. It means nothing when compared with that prior article. But when you combine the headlines together, they're trying to cancel the man. Charlize Theron has canceled people before, too. Hollywood, they're totally fine with that happening. And when people speak up, well, you saw what they do. They label them as friends of. So you can push them aside and say, you know what? That person here, they don't count. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. Can't say that enough. Want to help out the channel, by the way? Links in the description. We can always use your help, but you being here, that matters most of all. Thank you. Appreciate you. End it here. See you soon.